Good evening. You are tuned in to AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. The government will take stern action against offensive and intimidating comments on social media and messaging platforms, says Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil. He noted a rising trend in such comments online, including death threats against Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim.
Fahmi said criminally intimidating statements began circulating on messaging platform WhatsApp following the attempted assassination of former US President Donald Trump over the weekend. He also planned to meet with top editors in the media industry to address the surge of extreme comments under their social media posts. Fahmi pointed out that many of the comments violating the law often originated from fake accounts. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission has been instructed to take immediate action and liaise with the Attorney General's chambers and the police on this matter. Fahmi also urged platform providers to take greater responsibility, especially in cyberbullying cases after the case of a TikTok content creator who took her own life after being harassed online.
The Shah Alam Sessions Court has acquitted and discharged the founder of KK Mart and his wife of intentionally wounding the religious feelings of others over the sale of socks bearing the word Allah. The couple's company, KK Supermart and Superstore Sdn Bhd, was however fined 60,000 ringgit for the offence.
The court also acquitted and discharged 3 officers from Cynthia Ng Sdn Bhd, the Batu Pahat-based vendor which supplied KK Mart with the socks. Cynthia Ng was also slapped with a 60,000 ringgit fine. Judge Anas Mahazir made the ruling after the prosecution decided not to proceed with the charge against Datuk Sri Chai Ki Kan and his wife Datin Sri Loh Siu Mui. Chai is also the company's CEO, while Loh is the company's director. In March, the couple claimed trial to intentionally wounding the religious feelings of Muslims by selling the socks.
Diesel subsidies for individual applicants will be credited into their respective accounts starting this Wednesday. Deputy Finance Minister Lim Hui Yong says up to 120,000 diesel car owners who applied under the Budi Individu scheme as of June 30th have had their applications approved.
The first round of disbursement is estimated at around 25 million ringgit, part of 50 million ringgit already prepared for the program. Applicants of the Budi Individu subsidies will receive 200 ringgit monthly. She also said that applications submitted and approved in July will have theirs credited by August 7th. Speaking at Parliament, she said the Budi Badani diesel subsidy system was developed internally by civil servants and did not involve additional costs. Lim added that no external consultants were engaged to develop the system, so the issue of whether or not it went through an open tender process does not arise.
Speed limits at school zones will soon be lowered from 40 km per hour to 30 soon. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi says the move comes as police statistics have shown that there were 322 cases of road accidents at school zones nationwide last year, where the victims were either injured or killed.
Zahid added that international research showed that every 1 kilometre of speed reduction could lower the fatality rate by 4 to 5%. The study also found that a speed reduction of 5% can decrease fatal accidents by 30%. Zahid, who is the chairman of the Cabinet's Committee on Road Safety and Traffic Congestion, said the matter was agreed at a meeting with the committee with Transport Minister Anthony Loke and representatives of other agencies and ministries. However, he said a working committee will have to be formed to decide on the timing and road stretch at the school zones before gazetting the speed limits.
Malaysia recorded a significant increase in electric vehicle registrations for the first half of 2024, with a total of 10,663 EVs registered between January and June. Now, this marks over a 141% rise compared to the same period last year.
The latest data from the Road Transportation Department, JPJ, published on the government's open data platform reveals that BYD, Tesla and BMW are the top 3 most popular electric vehicle brands in Malaysia for the first half of 2024. BYD leads the pack with a total of 4,368 units registered, followed by Tesla with 3,079 units. Despite the growth, less than 3% of the vehicles registered in Malaysia are EVs. At present, the government maintains its support for the EV market with tax breaks for fully imported EVs and road tax waivers extended until the end of 2025. But affordability remains a challenge as fully imported EVs cannot be sold for under 100,000 ringgit.
The Education Ministry has recently reported a concerning increase in HIV infections among young people in Malaysia. In 2023, 244 students aged 18 to 25 were diagnosed with HIV, marking a 31% rise from 2021. Now, this age group represented about 7% of all new HIV cases last year. We explore the factors driving this alarming trend with infectious disease expert Dr. Khairil Irwan Khalid. According to Khairil, the reason is mainly due to the lack of awareness and the surrounding stigma and discrimination related to HIV.
We do know that HIV testing is widely available and accessible these days. It's probably the lack of awareness for those youth who are at risk of acquiring HIV infection. They just don't get themselves tested early, and they probably don't do regular testing, even though they are at risk, but they may not be aware about it. And that's one thing. The stigma around it as well, because I think some youth who are at risk of getting HIV infection would probably, they do not really want to come to healthcare facilities to get tested because of the stigma. So that would probably be one of the reasons why they come in late for testing. And also, I think the lack of comprehensive sex education, I must say, something would probably be like a sort of inadequate or sort of inconsistent sex education from young, because I think the secondary school syllabus, for instance, we probably just be talking purely about, the biology of, let's say, human anatomy or the sciences behind it, but we don't really talk about it in an open approach, talking about how what is safe sex, what are HIV preventive strategies, talking about unwanted pregnancies, that sort of things.
He called for more efforts into disseminating accurate information to the masses.
It has to be like a collaboration with all the stakeholders involved, mainly, for instance, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Higher Education, community-based organization. I think we should work hand in hand to sort of increase the outreach programs, increasing the awareness in the institution, perhaps engaging their peer counselors or the university counselors to sort of disseminate accurate information, talking about safe sex and also HIV prevention. It is also important, I think, if we can actually integrate the information about the importance of promoting regular HIV testing among youth who are at risk of acquiring HIV. It is associated with, taboo topics like sex education, using condoms, for instance, stuff like that. But again, it's something that we just have to do it, because if we do not talk about it sort of openly and giving accurate information, this group of people, this youth, would probably resort to, let's say, getting more information on social media, on the website. So it may not be accurate information, and that is going to be more detrimental.
We will be back with more after the break.
Penyasaran subsidi diesel di Semenanjung tidak akan memberi kesan kepada harga barangan keperluan di Sabah, Sarawak dan Labuan.
660 individu berusia bawah 21 tahun di Sarawak telah diberikan kewarganegaraan.
Sarawak kini menjalinkan kerjasama dengan Bank Dunia dalam menjayakan perdagangan karbonnya.
Welcome back. Donald Trump says he aims to bring the country together at the Republican convention this week after surviving an assassination attempt on Saturday. The former U.S. president arrived in Milwaukee earlier in the day, where he will be formally nominated as his party's candidate.
Speaking to the media, Trump said he had rewritten his convention speech to focus on unity instead of criticizing rival Joe Biden's policies. Describing the assassination attempt as a surreal experience, Trump was seen raising a defiant fist as Secret Service agents escorted him away after the shooting at a Pennsylvania rally. The image has since made front page around the world. The attacker, 20-year-old Thomas Crooks, was shot and killed by the Secret Service. Another bystander also died when protecting his family from the gunfire. The FBI is investigating the incident as a potential domestic terrorism, but has yet to identify the gunman's motive. In a televised address on Sunday, Biden condemned the attack and denounced political violence, emphasizing that no political stakes justify such actions.
Or we may disagree.
In Somalia, 5 people were killed and about 20 others wounded when a car bomb exploded outside a cafe at Mogadishu, where football fans had gathered to watch the Euro 2024 final. Al-Shabaab militants had claimed responsibility for the attack, saying that the bombing targeted a place where security and government workers meet at night. The powerful car bomb exploded at a popular restaurant near the presidential palace and was very busy at the time of the bombing. Police said most of those killed and injured were young people. The Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab group have waged a bloody insurgency against Somalia's fragile federal government for over 17 years, carrying out numerous bombings in Mogadishu and other regions. Although there had been a relative lull in attacks recently due to a government offensive against the militants, violence flared up again on Saturday. 5 inmates, reportedly Al-Shabaab fighters, were killed in a shootout with prison guards during an attempted jailbreak from Mogadishu's main prison. KP Sharma Oli has been sworn in as Nepal's Prime Minister, marking his return to the top post for the 4th time. This is after his Communist Party forged a coalition government with the centre-left Nepali Congress, shifting power in the country's parliament. The 72-year-old was first elected as Prime Minister in 2015. He was re-elected in 2018 with a rare majority government and then reappointed briefly in 2021. Oli's predecessor and former coalition government ally Pushpa Kamal Dahal lost a vote of confidence on Friday after just 18 months in office. Dahal was forced to step down after Oli's party withdrew its support and formed a deal with Sher Bahadur Deuba of the Nepali Congress. Deuba is expected to take the Prime Minister post later in the parliamentary term, while Nepal's next general elections are due in 2027. That wraps up AWANI Tonight. I'm Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching.